bang, just like that comes another Wednesday.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Halfway through the week. And what have we achieved as people?
Peak of the week.
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing at all. What kept you, Sen?
Ah.
Sen Monroe. Hi, everybody. I'm Russ Kane. That's Phil Dave. Sen Monroe has just got a dog. His dog has just arrived.
Oh, Ziggy is the business.
Well, it's a dog. It's probably doing a business as it's a puppy. Probably doing a business all over the newspapers or sends scripts. Chrissy Holt. Hi. Hope you worked hard.
Language. Is that type of language? Send script.
That's very, very good. Helvetica 12 point. No, Sen, try and keep up. We know that. Ed Grossman, yo. Like, oh, I can't do that. That's cultural appropriation. It'll be like Adele.
I was going to say, you'll end up on the front page of the Daily Mail if you're not careful.
Look at my hair. Look, I've done my hair like the guy from the A team, and that's presumably cultural appropriation, is it?
I don't know. From the Daily Mail to the Grayly Mail.
No, that's not a gag. I mean, that's not a proper word. No, stop with it. No. We're trying a bit of a lighting experiment today. I'm not sure I like it. So the curtains have been drawn.
Shall we offer a distraction?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Distract.
There you go. That would distract them. I've changed the backdrop now, so it looks like autumn.
Can you see that, everybody? If you're watching on a phone, you're going to have a hell of a job. But otherwise, Phil found this. It's trees. Yes. It's rather nice. Martin Allen, afternoon, boys. Hope you're both well. Chrissy Holt in with a cuisine update from the middle of Spain with her tractor, just eating mackerel salad. Lovely.
Ooh.
We'll be the judge of that, Chrissy. I don't know. Emma Jane Taylor. Hey, boys. I'm back from a month on the beach. I hate you. Missed you guys. A month on the beach. Oh, man, that would have been just... I am so restless. I am so restless now. I've had enough. I'll be honest, I had enough. Françoise Pascal, hello beauties. François, Citron, Renault, Peugeot. I think she's mine now. Pretty obvious.
Oh, Emma, how long have you got?
What happened to Phil's hair? Yeah, you have been away a long time.
Missing out, haven't you?
I forgot all about it. You missed the Phil's hair drama.
Oh dear.
It was.
Let's summarize this for you, Emma, because everyone else would be bored to tears with it.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, I decided that because I was slightly fed up of seeing strand after strand fall out, that I'd just get rid of the whole lot and shave it. So I have.
That was for you incredibly brief.
That was succinct, wasn't it?
It was more than succinct. Chrissy Holt loved the other scene. We can do the autumn scene.
All right.
She liked that just for her in the middle of Spain. Anybody else? I got to tell you. Got to be honest with you because we've always been very, very straight on the show. I did too miss his hair drama. Francois, you missed the Phil Dave hair drama. The biggest thing to ever happen to Phil, ever.
Can you come closer? Is this
where do you?
Depends.
Can you get there easily by train?
Have we got a bit of a Phyllis Nelson moment? Move.
Yeah, move closer.
A second, right?
Your body
right, but if I
love that song. I had that song on the extended vinyl 12-inch. I love that song. Look at that. There he is. Look, doesn't every woman now just wants to reach out through the screen and just nuzzle your hair and go like that? They do. Paul Claret, I bet he's up a blooming ladder again. What's he saying? Phil? Right.
Good afternoon, chaps. What have I achieved this week? 2 radio interviews about the Big C and having to use a colostomy bag. He also says 3rd interview in the pipeline on a certain station. Can't think what it's called. Men's something, I think. Apparently 2 geezers from that station are up for an award. Thank you, Paul.
Emma Jane Taylor, she misses nothing, this woman. Wow, that's short.
Yeah. I like
it. A month on the beach, and she is as sharp as a razor, baby.
Emma, please, come on now.
Rough and ready. What time can you get round? Where do you live? I'll send a car. There we go. Obviously, God knows what she got up to on the beach. I dread to think.
Emma would have missed my new chair as well. I've got a new chair. Isn't it nice?
Can we see it? Can we see it? Why have you got an executive chair and I don't?
Sake, hang on.
Look at this. Look at here. This is a nice chair.
It is a very nice chair. Well, why have I got an executive chair? It's very simple. I'm not an executive, but the reason behind it was quite easy enough is because I spend so long in front of this flipping screen day in, day out that I thought I'm going to do it in comfort.
I think there's been a slight misunderstanding. I think we've got a problem.
Which I have
your fault.
Laundry.
Emma Jane Taylor meant the hair that she likes rough and ready. I'm cancelling that Uber.
Oh.
Screw that. The hell with it. She just wants to come around and discuss hair. I'm out. Sam Monroe, Phil, can you show picture of can you show the picture of Ziggy listening to you? But you're a bit obsessed, and you've had 2 days. You're already completely obsessed. Phil can probably do it.
We love Ziggy. It's fine. Of course I can. You've got to bear with me with a little bit of jiggery trickery here. And then once I've done
Hang on, wait a minute. There's some backstabbing going on here, Phil Dave. Paul Andrews is clearly talking to Paul Claridge about another radio station. Yeah, using our bandwidth to further his career. Well, doesn't seem very impressed. This bloke does not seem impressed at all.
Well, I think I'd turn my back on an Acer laptop as well. Sen, come on, you're a film now, for goodness sake. Come on, sort that out.
Well, you do realise that until he spent at least 28 quid on the Acer laptop, you do realise that Sen was using the John Ball printing set to write scripts. Each individual letters like scene, S-C.
Paul Claridge. Can I just say I like Phil's new eco-friendly hairstyle. Makes wearing hats a lot easier too. Yeah, it does make wearing hats easier. I have to say though, I'm not completely convinced that I did it for eco reasons, but yeah, I'll roll with that if it makes me look good.
Yeah, eco. Jesus. Paul, I know. I'm just having a little bit of a joke. It's actually this station on Paul's show. Right. Okie dokie, artichokey. What's happening? I didn't feel well yesterday at all. Didn't feel good. Didn't feel good. Oh, that's my front door. We're going to have to talk. I'm going to let the parcel people in.
Oh, no problem. Sign. All right. Well, we'll see Russ in just a moment's time. There we go. So let's go solo. That's the tick. Right. Okay. Now, yes. So as far as me, well, I don't know why Russ wasn't feeling very well. Obviously, we'll hear about that. Talk about leaving us on a cliffhanger. That's ridiculous. He just said I didn't feel well at all yesterday. And that's the point where he has to go off and answer the buzzer. That's extraordinary. But I tell you what, actually, I was going to talk about, and I'm only going to have to repeat this anyway when Russ gets back, because obviously he won't hear this for the moment. But I was thinking today, I had a bit of a run-in, okay, with somebody. And I'm not going to say too much where it was and when it was, because otherwise I might give the game away. Not that I think for a second that they listened to this program. But had a bit of a run-in. And it left me feeling really flat afterwards, because I'm not very good at confrontation. I mean, I'm better than I used to be. In the early days, I used to think to myself, ugh, this is just awful. I feel terrible. This is the worst. And everything was just circling as really horrible sensations. And then what I did do was that I decided afterwards that, no, toughen up a bit. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway. So in the end, sorry, Russ, I was just explaining to dear listener that I had a bit of a run-in with somebody today. And
I was just having a row. That's okay.
Oh, okay. How to say, Emma Jane Taylor, you are sensitive. Yes, I am.
What was this about? What was it? She's
I think I had a run-in with somebody today without too specific where it was. But it left me feeling really flat afterwards. And I was thinking,
punch them?
No, sadly not. But it left me
thinking, protect them.
Why is it that people's words can actually seriously have that level of impact on somebody?
Of course they do.
Flipping matters what someone says.
Yeah, Phil, you remember last week we were talking about, sticks and stones. Somebody says, oh, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That's crap. Of course they can. Words can be terribly hurtful. And I don't know why we've been brought up to think that they're not. It's just simply not true. It is. I'm sorry I had to disappear. The buzzer goes. There's a bloke at my door. I don't want to be rude, but I don't think he knows how to even spell.
The wrong button.
No. I don't think he even knew how to spell the word salad, let alone having ever eaten a salad. This is a guy who is a cholesterol time bomb, heart attack, waiting, and he's a young guy, right? No excuse. I says, "Oh, I've come to read the meter." So I said, 1, I got no notice. 2, the meter's in the garage. 3, I'm in the middle of the show. Cheerio.
Well, quite.
Precisely, I told her.
Emma Jane Taylor says, sometimes there is more stuff than we will ever know going on in others' lives. That's very true.
Yeah,
Ignore them and remember your true values. What are your values, Phil? Probably about £17.50.
In cash, plus VAT.
No, my values, I think, are quite reasonable and quite simple.
What did they say to you, by the way? Are we allowed to know what happened or not?
Sort of. I mean, it was something.
Look at the way his eyes darted there. His eyes went like a little GI Joe. They went left, right, left, right.
The reason why I don't want to say too much about it is just because this person could be identifiable, and I don't think it's fair or right that they're not here. So it wasn't that I can't say too much about it. It's just that I don't think it's right to do so. What's the crux of this particular story is how a tiny bust up made me feel afterwards. And I'm not saying that I'm important here. I'm asking, actually, this is a very roundabout way of me asking whether or not if a bust up has ever left you feeling quite flat afterwards and quite...
Sure. God damn it. Every time. Of course it is. It's very unpleasant. It's very unpleasant. You know, other radio stations say, no, this is what, you know, and they give you some moral high ground nonsense. It hurts.
Emma Jane says, what are our values, or what are my values? And I think my values are very simple. It's just a case of do as you would be done by. I wouldn't dream of speaking to somebody in such a way that made them feel terrible afterwards. And if I did, if it ever came back to me that I did, I would apologize profusely and feel so guilty about it, because I would never mean to do that to someone.
Now, here's the thing, gang. Do you think an apology is a sign of weakness?
Oh,
interesting question, I would have thought.
There's a thought. I believe. Am I allowed to answer?
Of course.
I believe an apology is a sign of strength, because then you own it. Where can you go thereafter?
Nowhere. You know,
if you've apologized for something, that's it. You've taken charge of the situation.
It's like we were saying last week. You know, when you make a mistake, don't try and bullshit your way through it. Just say, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I screwed up. Entirely my fault." And the other person, they've got nowhere to go. It's when you start making, the dog ate my homework, and the moon was in Uranus, or all this crap. It's you don't need it. Just say, "I'm really sorry. I messed up. Entirely my fault. I can only apologize." And everybody else, apart from psychopaths, would just go, "Okay," and they get it.
Emma Jane,
you've got a lot to apologize for, Emma Jane Taylor. You've been away for a month on a beach. You can apologize for that.
Saying sorry is a strength. She says, "I apologize for it."
Yeah. No, Emma, you're saying clearly that person needs support also. No, they may just be a nasty bastard. You don't know. There's a lot of horrible people out there. So not everybody's got a backstory and a subtext that you go, "Oh, I wish I'd have known that. Now we can be friends." Some people are just horrible. And I think that's another thing. You have to, grow up to the fact. I don't mean you, but one has to grow up to the fact and just say, some people you can't save them. They're just horrible people. And I don't want to.
No, there must be something that causes them to be so bitter with the world, don't you think?
Yeah, totally. They're just nasty.
I mean,
I'll give you an example. I don't
think there's such a thing as just nasty. I think what I'm saying is that I believe there's a reason why they're like that.
Dave Sleet. Hey, this is good. This is the grown-up stuff. Apologies without change of action or attitude is weakness. The strength is in the change. Wow,
Blimey.
Dave, that is damn good. I like that.
Crumbs.
And it's really good. Chrissy Holt, last night, the moon rising was gorgeous, huge, and orange. That wasn't the moon, that was Donald Trump.
That was Donald Trump bending down. No.
All right, here's the Mystic Russ prediction. The Mystic Russ prediction. I've been doing massive research on the American election. I said there's going to be a civil war, and you've already seen the start of it in Oregon. Remember I said this a few months ago? And I expected everyone to say, "You really are delusional." And everyone agreed with me, both here and in America. A lot of people, they're calling it the Exodus. And there's a really interesting article that I was reading yesterday. It's called the privileged are going to their escape pods, sort of Star Wars reference. And they're bailing out of LA, El Pronto, bailing.
Oh, I thought you said LA.
I did. They're bailing out of Los Angeles.
Oh, I see.
And some of the major metropolitan areas. There's a big exodus.
So you said LA. So where's El Pronto?
That's in Mexico. It's part of the El Chapo drugs cartel, El Pronto.
Got it. Now, before I interrupted you, you were about to give an example of nastiness and sort of
nastiness. Yes. No. Yesterday I was part of every 2 weeks there's a thing called Speak Your Mind. It's a very interesting online thing with psychologists and therapists and psychotherapists, and there's always a subject. And yesterday was our lovely chum Bernadette Bruckner, who with her business partner Steve Jackson, is partnering with us on our £100,000 free mental health courses for the NHS frontline workers. And Bernadette was the key speaker yesterday. It's an hour's thing on Zoom. It's well structured. It's well done. And it was bullying in the workplace, bullying in business. Now, Bernadette has an excellent company called Mental Health in Business that we've partnered up with on this particular £100,000 initiative of free courses. And she told a story, which I'm not going to reiterate now. She's told a story that of when she was working for an employment agency at their head office, and the woman in charge the bullying was disgusting, and she got no support, and the woman was eventually fired or removed from that position. It was such a harrowing story, and the treatment that Bernadette, who's a charming woman, and she's knee-high to a can of baked beans. I mean, she's a tiny little thing, really charming and friendly, and this woman boss bullied the hell out of her, and physically horrific stuff. I'm not going to go into it now. And I just sat there going, God damn, what a horrible human being that other person was.
And see, this is the thing, though. I hear stories like that, and I think, what the hell do I get frustrated and unhappy about? Thank God, I've got nothing like that.
No, you don't. You don't. But I mean, the interesting thing about you is you pretend to be very sort of cavalier and it doesn't bother me. And then we'll have conversations, and I go, well, don't get upset about that because. But we get upset. I mean, I think all our emotions are totally heightened. I've been going through a real blip the last few days. Any reason why? No reason why whatsoever. No, absolutely no reason why.
It's usually your internet connection.
Don't. You'll block it. You'll block it, man. Don't.
Paul Claridge says that words can be hurtful. Sorry, I won't put this on screen because otherwise we'll should I try it? No.
Yeah, we can just disappear. Do everyone a favor.
Right. Here we are. Words can be hurtful and cause distress. People will sometimes write or say horrible things. Yes. Just look at the late Chadwick Boseman. He chose not to go public with his cancer issues. Yep. The trolls were quite vicious, describing his weight loss and how he looked. I just hope those morons are now feeling utterly guilty. Sadly, I think they won't.
No, they won't feel guilty at all, Paul. Paul is talking from a position of strength because he's lost half his body weight. He fought cancer. I use the word fought because he was incredibly brave and very positive with his attitude. And he looks like a different guy now. Amazing. And those people won't be apologetic. Why say anything in the first place? What the hell's it got to do with you? Guy loses weight. What's it got to do with you? Nothing.
That's what really baffles me, is the way that people think they actually have any concern of theirs. Seriously, I think it's very different from saying, and I'm guilty of this. I admit it. I think when you're watching television, you see someone come on television or film or something like that, and you are chatting to this person sitting next to you about someone who's on screen. If you're lucky enough to have someone sitting next to you, but if you're looking at the person on screen and you notice something about them that maybe doesn't appeal to you, I think it's very different speaking in the room, in the privacy of your own lounge area.
Turn around and say, Christ, what are they doing living in Greg's? You could say that to you. You're sitting there with your pals.
But when you put it out there, but when you put it out there on a forum such as social media, it's just a bit harsh because then it starts encouraging others to do the same, and that's where I like. Sen says,
this is nasty. This is nasty.
This is terrible. I hope it's not me. He says there's a person that
not you. You weren't invited. You gate crashed.
This is true. There is a person who he invited to his barbecue who he said he really didn't know, but is someone with whom he has a lot of mutual friends with and is a fellow actor. Oh, it was definitely not me then. He says, this person, since the barbecue, has been so rude and nasty, took me totally by surprise. No good deed goes unpunished. Wow.
I got 2 questions for that.
Hang on a second.
Number one.
Appreciate.
Number one, Sen. Sen's a very nice fellow, very generous-hearted. Why, Sen, general question, but you can answer it personally. Why the hell did you invite him if you don't really know him? What did you hope to gain something out of this? Look hard in the mirror. Why invite someone you don't know? I absolutely won't. I will not do that. I won't have tangential people who I don't know. If I'm going, I won't do it. They're just tagging along. Screw it. I don't need it. Don't want it. I don't like it. Why are they there? And secondly, what was I going to say to you? Yeah, I never understood that phrase. It always has really deeply disturbed me. And it's a phrase I hear a lot, no good deed goes unpunished. Because does that mean you should just be a selfish dick and not help anybody? Because you always think it's going to bite you on the ass. That phrase has always really worried me, and I've never understood. I don't know where it comes. Is it a biblical thing or something? I don't know where it comes back from. It's horribly true. Every time you do a favor, boom.
I think where it comes from, I would imagine, I really don't know this. I don't know the origin, but I imagine the meaning behind it is more about sort of just because you anticipate something to be good intentions, sometimes others might interpret it otherwise. It doesn't mean that it's not good. It doesn't mean that it is bad. It just means I think maybe I'm wrong, but I have a habit of being wrong.
Nonsense. Sen says, I thought I was being kind.
Yeah.
Did this person, I don't want to get too deep. Let's just forget that it's Sen and the barbecue. But, did this person deserve your kindness? Why were you being kind? You had 1 billion people to invite who you knew well, who were actual friends of yours. Why have a tag along? I think jealousy comes in. I bet jealousy comes into it. I don't know. I don't know who the person is. I don't know the circumstances. But, you can see the mindset. Oh, look at all this. Oh, he's got a barbecue. Oh, he must be doing well. Oh, look who's there. Oh, it's this one. It's that one. It's that actor. I'm not doing as well as them. And it just cuts up rough.
Emma Louise says, by the way, hello, missed you guys yesterday. We weren't on yesterday. Hello, missed you guys yesterday, even though I had a day surrounded by legends on the phone. Oh, goodness.
She's a bit of a tease, this woman.
Quite.
It's Chrissy Holt. Oh, it's interesting. Sen, you see, this is what happens when you don't know people. I'm sorry, it's not the Sen Monroe show, but it's just an interesting point about people. I've subsequently found out this person has a reputation for being nasty and recalcitrant.
Well, there you go.
Doesn't sound good, but you didn't know this. So you didn't really know them at all. You didn't know them as a person. This is the danger. This is the danger. Dave Sleep, knowing that other people's presentations are based on their outlook, it's rarely based on you. Oh, that is so true. Leaving their stuff with them means you don't carry their stuff. Totally. It's not your problem. It's their issue. It's their problem. Screw them. It's not yours.
It's like we were saying the other day with that superb guest, who Olivia. Gracious me, what was her surname? She was the one who made the single, who took part in that sing.
Oh, the young girl. Yeah. Who was 14. She was sensational. Her and her mum, they were brilliant. And with Brian, the producer.
Yeah, I'm sure
someone. Let's just call her Olivia. That'll do.
What? Yeah, okay, Olivia. I mean, I'm sure someone was paying better attention than I was. But anyway, so the upshot is, it's like
she was great.
Oh, she's terrific. But it's like I was saying to her that my experience, looking back on being bullied, is that it is normally an issue with the other person. It's something that either they see in themselves that they're having a go at themselves about because they can't tell themselves off, so they can tell someone else. Or even if it's not that, it's because they feel so self-conscious about what is wrong with them that they have to kind of bat people away, and they don't know any other way of doing it than to be nasty. Very, very bizarre. Isn't psychology fascinating?
It is the best. I wish I'd have come. I guess why I love doing the shows and everything. I would have liked to have been a psychiatrist. That would have been good.
Honest to God, I've always said if I was more intelligent, or not intelligent, if I was more...
You've fallen at the first fence. There's no point in even continuing the sentence. That's it. You're done.
If I...
You're done, mate. What's the point?
Oh dear, what a terrible shame. Ross's microphone appears to have been muted. If I was more academic... If I was more academic, then I would have absolutely loved to have properly studied psychology. I really am absolutely fascinated by it, because I think there is something. It's such an automated process that I'd say 90% of people know nothing about. It's amazing.
Automated? How do you mean?
In other words, isn't like it's instinct. It's it's just instinct reaction that you don't know why you react to certain situations in the way you do. And what's even more peculiar is most people know nothing about it. They don't know why they react in the way they do. You imagine how much better, a much better understanding of other human beings the world would have if basic psychology was even taught in schools.
No, it's so much more important to do logarithm sines, cosines, algebra, tangents. Did you ever use it? Have you ever used it? Ever? Has anybody listening to the show all over the world ever used algebra? Ever?
Never.
The silence was deafening.
I've always thought the most important... There are some things... I wouldn't know what necessarily would be scrubbed, but I do believe that there are some things... So I've got really itchy eyes today. There are some
shocking itchy eyes. All week they've been driving me insane.
Really has driven me bonkers.
No, it's horrible. I've got it under my eye, and it's like I want to just.
Anyway, all right. I'm going to try not to now.
Everybody.
Flame. But anyway, I was going to say that there are some things that I really believe should be taught in school as standard. So essential. I think basic psychology is one of them. I wholeheartedly believe that money management is essential. Absolutely essential. Why on earth is it that it's not until you get your first job, and even then not, that you start hearing about the notion of a pension? Start talking about it at a really young age. Know about it, because then even if, and still in pocket money terms, you put away a percentage, can you imagine how much better that would be if you just put away a percentage of even pocket money?
Loaded. You're going to be loaded, aren't you? You're going to be loaded. You're going to get to 60 and then just go, screw it. I am buying 3 Lamborghinis, a house in Beverly Hills, and I'm moving out of Hertfordshire.
So definitely 60, basic psychology, money management. I also believe that it's essential that domestic chores, domestic science, bring back domestic science, for goodness sake. People don't know how to look after themselves.
Ed Grossman, excellent fellow, and well known in various industries. Yes, all the time, Ross. Algebra is the most important thing in the universe, particularly in the music industry, Ed. I find that you can sit down and have a very in-depth discussion with a bass player about algebra.
Tracy Holt says, I did social service course for working with the elderly, and I loved psychology section. I think psychology is really interesting.
What they should teach at school, I mean, get rid of the stuff you're never going to, it's a new world, right? It's a new world. Prepare people for life. So for a start, give them at least some basic understanding of budgets, of household budgets, because they're all going to be, whether they're living with their parents, whether they're sharing a flat, whether they get their own home, if anyone ever again gets on a property ladder, you're going to have to know the basics, the very basics of, this is my income, that's my food, that's my rent or my mortgage. Am I screwed or am I all right? Don't mess around with algebra and tangents and all the things you just will never... You're never going to need it unless you're going to be an architect. You won't need it.
We'll give you a plug, Dave, because you're good to us. Celebrating Psychology. Awareness is what ANA Psychology Accreditation is all about.
Cool. We're liking that. It is weird, the educational system, because, if it's just theoretical, it needs to be a bit more practical. And you were right. The cooking in the home. Was it called home economics? Was it called home economics or something?
No. Well, maybe at home economics, but I always knew it as domestic science.
Yeah, well, they should do it. People should be able to. People should have the basic skills to cook an egg, cook basic stuff. It doesn't arrive on a magic food tree. Of course, it does. It's got a golden arch above it, and they drive through. It all stems from there, doesn't it? It's all stems from there.
Right. Another thing as well.
I think it's sat with accepted geniuses in the biz, and they all use algebra and geometry and writing. Russ, you're so ring here.
Very good, Ed. I like that.
Do they use the equation for pi as well? 22 over 7. And presumably they use prime numbers. Who the hell?
They just use Amazon Prime numbers now.
That's very good. That is very good. That was very quick. So here's a little tidbit of the world going mad. So my very, very close friend goes across to the store, which will remain nameless. Just call it the Co-op for safety convenience, where she's been going nearly every day in lockdown to get something. Goes up to, so you got it's a small Co-op. It's not huge. It's small. So you got self-service tills, right? And then you got the kiosk, right? Which has now got all the glass and all the perspex and all the paraphernalia, like it's a bank in front of it. And the guy says, "No, you can't come here." And she goes, "What? No, you can't come here." What do you mean I can't pay here? No, you got to pay cash. I'm at risk. So she goes, "I'm sorry, got to pay cash. I've been coming in every day for months. What do you mean I've got to pay cash?" "Oh, you got to pay cash. I'm at risk. I'm at risk. Me and my family. I'm at risk." The guy is wearing no face mask, not wearing gloves, nothing. So she says, "Well, this is ridiculous. What do you mean? You're at risk. Well, then why are you here?" "Well, you can't. No, it's cash. You can't. She's get the manager. You don't want to stop." So this twerp gets the manager, and the manager says, "Oh." This man had clearly not understood any of the rules. Absolutely extraordinary. I like Ziggy. Ziggy's got taste.
Ziggy appears to be paying very close attention now.
Yeah. I think Ziggy's paying close attention to my interesting anecdote about the bloke who did not understand the first thing about the rules working in the Co-op. And she said, "Well, I've never seen you here before, and I'm in nearly every day. Clearly you don't know how this works." He wouldn't give up. And of course, the manager had to sort the whole thing out. When was the last time you handled cash, Phil Dave?
Now, it's really interesting you say this. Less the last time, it's more the first time in ages was yesterday.
Why?
Because I was at a client who, for some reason, insisted on paying cash, but fear not, I was wearing gloves. No, it's not underhand. Don't worry, I declare everything. But the point is that I was wearing gloves when I handled it, put it straight in my wallet, and in my wallet it will live for about 2 weeks before I even think of touching it.
2 weeks? I had £10 note in my little protective wallet thing in February.
Right.
No one. But the thing about the idiot in the Co-op, until the manager sorted all out, was people are not accepting cash. They don't want to touch the cash. They want you to use the card machine, so there's no interaction. Unbelievable. Chrissy Holt went to the ATM. Where is this? In a field. I've got this vision. She drives in her tractor like 17 miles across fields, and there's a lonely little ATM just in the middle of a field.
Do ATMs in the middle of fields just dispense like shears of barley or something like that?
That's what they do. Ears of corn.
Yeah.
A couple of broccoli sprouts. That's it. I mean, you can select what you want, obviously. Francois Pascal, it has now become a cashless society. Yes. Now, the tinfoil hat wearing brigade, of course, think this is all part of the great conspiracy theory. I don't really see. I don't care. I don't care. I don't like carrying cash, particularly.
Oh, I used to.
Well, I've never been, in all seriousness, I've never ever been in a cash business. So anytime I needed cash for anything, I'd have to go to the hole in the wall and get it, because, everything I've ever done in any of my working life has never involved cash. It's always involved, direct payments and all the rest of it. I don't take part in...
Picked up on a mistake. It's, of course, not shears. It is ears of barley. I beg your pardon. It's been up a very long time. So sorry.
Ears of barley. Ears of... But what was that song?
It's among the
fields of gold.
Chrissy Holt. We had a few domestic science lessons. I won Blue Book for my... Is that a good thing? I'm not sure.
I have no idea. We don't know. Maybe not as good as Red Book. Who knows?
One Blue Book for my pastry. Then it was a choice of domestic science, art, or music. I chose art.
Good for you. Sue Sleet from Fife. What does it say? In the 60s, home economics included separate cooking and sewing classes, which was both practical and theoretical. Everything from shopping to meal plans and having to cook. What's the problem with that? It's part of life. We all have to eat. I mean, whatever you do, whether you're a rocket scientist or you're stacking shelves, you got to eat. Francois Pascal, I never carry cash. You see, I neither do I, because everywhere I go, it takes a card. It just seems easier and cleaner, and I don't want to handle.
Francois, are you related to Her Majesty? Are you a member of the royal family? Because apparently
she is the Queen of acting. She is the Queen of Mind Your Language. She is the Queen of all our dreams. When Francoise was on television screens, we all sat there going. That was my face when Francoise came on the screen.
I don't understand why Her Majesty doesn't carry cash.
What's she going to buy? A packet of fags? What's she going to pop into a petrol station, go, 20 Rothmans,
and have a Mars bar,
and shove in a Mars bar. You got any crisps? Oh, shoving a Kit Kat and all. Phil, do you want a Kit Kat? No, I'd like a topic. It'd be that. Can you imagine if the royal family just popped into your shop? It'd be genius, wouldn't it?
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Can you imagine? It would just be a sensation.
Oh.
In one of my local pubs, there's a wonderful picture, which is down a little street, and it's a very old traditional pub. And on the wall is a picture of the late Queen Mother standing at the bar. And she was on some tour down our way, and she popped into this pub, and there she is with one of her fabulous hats, looking like the Queen Mother, who we all absolutely adored, and she's at the bar. It's just the greatest black and white photo we've ever had, like that, and there she is with her drink in her hand. Everyone's beaming. Just cool. Just a random pub.
I know that this is not a Friday, and I know that it's on a Friday that we start talking about television, but I have to tell you, if you do have Netflix, sorry, I know I bang on about Netflix like it's the only thing on television, but if you do have Netflix, there's a fascinating documentary about the Queen Mother on there. Really, really
tough as nails. She was tough.
Because, I've got to tell you, I mean, obviously sort of based on it being, history, she was never queen whilst I was around. She was certainly Queen Mother, but she obviously wasn't the queen. And I think it's very easy to forget that she was the queen at one stage. Yeah. And as a result of it, you kind of have to sort of watch this documentary just to remind yourself that she and obviously King George VI were monumental towards the monarchy, because pretty much without them, there was a strong chance it would have died.
But Phil, what are the chances, seriously, of an American divorcee coming over and disrupting the royal family? I mean, it's a once in a million. It would never happen again. That's the thing. Yeah.
I know. It's amazing, actually. If you describe that, to talk about history repeats itself. You describe it to one person, they'll say Wallace Simpson. If you describe it to another, they'll say
me again.
So anyway,
me again. Yeah.
I got really lambasted the other day when I started telling a friend of mine how I was unimpressed with what Meghan Markle has done to the royal family. She said, "Don't you dare start on her. She's probably a really nice person."
No, she's not. Yeah, right.
What?
Of course, I'm sure she's an absolute charmer.
What on earth has there been to suggest that she's a nice person?
bet she's a delight. Paul Andrews, didn't Victoria and Albert go out into a shop in disguise?
Well, Paul, it's interesting you say this. I have to tell you, I wasn't around when they were on the throne, so I'm not sure. But possibly.
Sure? I think I was. It's interesting. I tell you what. You know the Noel Coward song, Mad About the Boy? Mad about the boy. Mad about the boy. Which everyone assumed at the time.
I know it even less now.
Do you not know that song, Noel Coward, Mad About the Boy? Well, a lot of people will. And most people assumed it was a woman talking about the guy that she'd fallen in love with. No, it was Noel Coward talking about Edward VIII. Oh yeah, and the one who married that delight Boris Simpson.
You'd be so nice to come home to.
There you go.
Apparently.
Do you know they'd what they had to cover up? What they had to cover up was the two of them would go out and drag. That was the future King of England, right? Go figure. That's what that song was about. I mean, you listen to the song now and think about it like that, you will never hear it the same way. Paul Claridge is back. He's very busy when he's not up a ladder, I've noticed. Have you noticed? It helps him.
I have. Also, I've noticed that Paul Claridge is amazing how he comments. But I realise the reason why we don't hear from him for a while is because he types such wonderfully long comments. I'm really worried we never have time to read out. So thank you, Paul.
You've got time. Go on.
Paul says, he says, I hate bullying and bullies. I will always fight back verbally, usually with humour. If I see someone else being bullied, I will jump in and defend them or offer an understanding ear to the person being bullied. Last year, I interviewed a well-known celebrity who I won't name here on my radio show.
Come on, Paul.
The day before the interview, a certain national newspaper went to town on her, we know it's a female, simply because she posted a photo of her tearfully hugging her dog. They claimed she was suicidal. Intimated that she was showing signs of stress and madness and said she needed to get some counselling. They didn't bother to contact her for comment. If they had done, they would have known it was tears of joy as she had just adopted the dog and he'd got the all clear from a major illness for which she funded all of the vet bills, etc. She was distraught. She contacted me as she wanted to hide, not to do the interview, etc. However, after a long discussion, I convinced her to do the interview, and me and my co-hosts, we allowed her the airtime to fight back against the bullies. We basically went to town on the bullies. After the interview, our guest contacted me to say that it was the best interview she had done in many years, and she felt it was cathartic to be able to stick it to the bullies. And even better, we raised awareness for the Bulldog Rescue charity she supports. I just want to see what this guy would look like on screen. Hang on. Oh, there we go.
Spoiled the gag. The thing about the media and everybody who listens and watches these shows, that all over the world, they're very smart and the media savvy, and they don't get fooled by it. And the media will chart their course, not ask for comments, not do any research, and just do what the hell they want, because you can't sue them. You haven't got the money. They've got infinite money. And you can't take them on. You cannot take them on. And they know that. And if they pick on somebody, there was a classic case, and this is the one time that mathematics comes in useful. The Sun, was it the Sun? Yeah, the Sun posted a horrific story about Elton John. He's not my most favorite person, but they did a really unpleasant. Now, they knew the story wasn't true, and they knew he would sue. But they worked out, and this is a fact, it's not me making this up, they worked out that the number of extra copies that they would sell would be worth settling out of court with Elton John. And it cost them £1 million, but the circulation went through the roof. So it was quite coldly calculated. they didn't say, hey, we didn't know that. They knew it all along. They didn't actually say that, but they did know it all along. They knew the story wasn't true. It was a sort of sexual misdemeanor type thing. And that's what they do. But an average person, you, me, Phil, we haven't got, the average libel case before you even start, that's 100 grand. Easy. Probably, you're going to finish with a bill between about £300,000. No one's got that sort of money except major media companies. It's chump change to them. Oh, I will name her, as she did post a reply and people know her issues. It was Ulrika Johnson.
Okay.
There we go. Can you see how I'm biting my tongue? This is killing me. This is me. This is me using all of my control to shut up.
You've done very well, Russell. Well done.
Thanks. Move on. Say something else. I'll put my foot in it. Go on.
Absolutely fine. We don't want anyone putting their foot in it anyway.
No, especially not.
Oh, hang on a sec. Chrissy Holt said, "You said my comment was utter nonsense. Harry or Queen Mother? What?
What are you talking about?
You said your comment was nonsense.
Who said that? Where are you going?
Oh, Ed
Chrissy Holt. You've been drinking tractor fuel again. What are you talking
Ed
about?
Grossman has said utter nonsense. I'm not sure what he said utter nonsense to.
Oh, German. Hang on. I think. Hang on. Chrissy Holt. Bloody awful. Feel sorry for Harry. Then, and now we never know if these are right timelines. And then Ed Grossman, who's a lovely guy, goes, as indeed is Chrissy Holt, goes utter nonsense. So, Ed, are you? I don't know. We're second guessing here. Ed, are you saying that you think it's nonsense to feel sorry for Harry?
Right. No, I reckon that the comment that he's saying is utter nonsense, and I don't know this, is apparently she, as in the Queen Mother, left 5 million debt for her daughter to pay. Really? She never forgave Edward because of the death of her husband.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
Well, that I can well believe she wouldn't forgive him.
Because she referred to Wallis Simpson as that woman. Absolutely blamed her totally because her husband was not going to be king. He was a very shy guy. He suffered from an appalling stammer. And then he was thrust into the limelight, and they do say that it accelerated his death, the strain of it all. So she never forgave Edward. She certainly never forgave that woman, the ghastly Wallis Simpson. The debt, oddly enough, I'm not making this, it was horse racing debt. Did you know that? The Queen Mother was a huge, that's why she had gone on well with my dad. Bet on the horses all the time. She loved the horses, and they had to cover her debt. The bookmakers. True.
Yeah, by the sound of it, she wasn't very good at it.
No, she was obviously a terrible tipster. But there we go. My favourite Queen Mother quote was: she turned to her footman and said, "Which of you old queens is going to get this old queen a gin?" I thought she was great.
I really hope that's true.
And she was tough as blooming nails, and I thought she was fantastic. I thought she was fantastic. Russ, we call it Bruegger's. what do we call? Oh, Bruegger.
It's true.
What the comment about? So many things that could refer to. It's interesting. The reason I shut up, it's very interesting, and Phil has seen this so many times as a producer.
Wait. You say the reason you're not about to sort of go back on being quiet when you need to be, are you?
No. I'm not going into it. I'm not going into it at
Just
all.
making sure.
No, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do that. But Phil has seen this so many times, where he sees the real person come into the radio studio. They treat him like a piece of garbage, which you don't do to Phil because he won't take it, which is what I love about it.
Well, more often than not, I don't. Like I said, once in a while I slip, which is, I think, what annoys me about this.
No, but it's that kind of like, give me the, you go, really? Sorry, your leg's not working. And I like all that. And then the mic comes on and this charming, lovely person, and Phil sits behind the other side of the glass going, Jesus, people are buying this crap.
Yep.
And he's seen what they're really like. And my only reference is when you see somebody when they're what I would call in the business off, I don't mean they're off with you, when they're not on, and you see what they're really like, and you see when the mic comes on or the camera starts, and you see this other person emerge, and you go, jeez.
Well,
and it's always unpleasant, and it's always a disappointment.
Well, one of my personal favorite instances was when I had someone, a broadcaster who shall remain nameless, who decided to. Right, I was at the tail end of the show that I was producing, and went in to go and help my presenter clear out the studio. The next presenter came along and proceeded to hand me the bin. She said, "Take this." And I said to this person, "No, do I look like a cleaner?" And stormed off. Well, I said, actually, no, I don't think I did say no. I said, no, I don't think I did say no, I don't. Do you know what I think I said? I don't think I did say, no, I'm not the cleaner. I think I said, I think you're mistaking me for the cleaner.
I was surprised you said that. I think you would have said the latter, not.
Yeah, I think I said something like, I think you're
wrong with being a cleaner. B, you don't know what a cleaner looks like.
No. I don't. There's nothing wrong with being. I said, I think you're mistaking me for the cleaner.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ed, I don't think you've been grumpy. I apologize to everyone here for being grumpy today. No excuses. No, I don't think you've been grumpy at all, Ed. We love the interaction. We live for it. We live for it. Hey, talking of dogs, in a couple of weeks, have I told you this, Phil? We've got the fantastic Anna Webb, who is queen of all things dogs. And Phil and I are going to do a 1-hour special on a Wednesday with Anna Webb for all your canine or horror questions, all your dog questions. And she is the expert. So that's in a couple of weeks. We'll promo it, don't worry, but it'll be Anna Webb. We're going to do it on a Wednesday. I thought we'd give her a 1-hour special all about dogs, because so many people have got so many questions about illnesses and training and everything like that. This is your big chance, because that's the beauty of Men's Radio. You can interact instantly. We don't filter it. We don't have producers sitting there going, well, put this call through. Oh, we're not putting that call. You're there. You know, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, brilliant or terrible, you're there. That's why people seem to like it.
So I think I need to show you something.
I'm Phil.
Hang on a sec. I need to show you. Oh, crap. What else is going horribly wrong? Heaven's sakes. Did I just say swear on air? I do apologize. Right, hang on a sec. Look. I think I need to show you something. I might need to declare how long I've known Anna for. This could be a bit. This could be a wee bit embarrassing. But anyway, let's try. Hang on a sec. So if I do that like that, there we go. Oh, look at that. There we go. And if I press play.
Okay. Hi, I'm Phil. I've got a problem. And allow me to introduce you to them. This is Monty, and this is Carlo. And Carlo are probably the most disobedient dogs you will ever meet. Right, you two, listen up. We are going to dog school. Come on, off we go. We're going to go meet someone who might be able to make him
cowboy boots. What the hell is this?
I know just the person who can help me. So let me introduce you to the doggy maestro herself, Anna Webb. Hi, Anna.
Nice. Anyway, I think there's enough of that.
No. We want hours of that. No, we want hours of that. Just for the kick of seeing you wearing that with cowboy boots. What the hell? Do you think that was a sartorial error?
No, in hindsight, I'm still quite proud of the fact that I used to sort of wear boots over skinny jeans. I don't wear skinny jeans anymore.
You're like a pipe cleaner, but
I don't wear skinny jeans anymore.
Why?
Why? Because I think you get to a certain age, you've got to stop wearing skinny jeans because they look very unflattering.
I should just wear. What should I wear? A shroud. Save time. Cut out the middle, man. Save the family thinking, what should we dress him in? What should we dress him in? I'll sort it out.
Maybe just gym jams or something.
Pajamas. Yeah. One of my t-shirts. Well, you know, it'll be the same thing. It'll be my Doc Martin boots, pair of jeans, black t-shirt, and my biker's jacket. I'm done.
You know what? Maybe, just maybe, when we get Anna on, I might remind her of that.
How long ago was that?
Oh dear, that's very embarrassing. Thank you, Paul. Yes, point that out. 250 views. You're quite right.
It's an adorable piece.
That didn't do as well as I'd hoped, but yes, it is true. And that was done in February 2013. So 7
That's
years.
only 7. Gee, it was way longer than that. It's only 7 years ago.
Mhm.
Paul Claridge, yay, lovely Anna Webb, my wonderful friend. She's the go-to girl for all doggy info. She's the go-to girl for all doggy info.
Right.
Take the boy out of advertising, but you can't take advertising out of the boy. She's a very nice woman. She's great. And I was just chatting because she was helping a very close friend of mine with some doggy issues. And she's so smart. Let's get her on the show. For goodness sake, I'd completely forgotten. I don't know. I thought she was kind of contracted into a certain other radio station. She ain't.
No. So can I tell you something? And I think it just reminded me. when Anna and I recorded that video, she still had her lovely dog Molly, who's a pit bull terrier, who sadly died a few years ago. But she brought Molly round to where we were all living originally in northwest London, and she let Molly, because Molly had been in the car for so long, she just said, "Can you let her have a little run around in the garden?" Yeah, absolutely, go for it, no problem. So had like a reasonably sized garden in those days anyway. So Molly was running around the garden very happily. Monty and Carlo chasing after her, looking out to make sure that she wasn't doing anything to their territory. Anyway, what happened is that Molly decided to, quite rightly, go about her business, and Anna very kindly decided to clean up after Molly, which is great. She then came back. She came back in holding this bag. We'll put it that way, and rather than ask where to put it, where to throw it, she was carrying it. No, she was carrying it for a while. She was carrying it for a while. And then whilst she was sort of in the middle of a discussion, while still carrying it, she got bored of carrying it, and in the bag, put it on the kitchen counter. And I just remember I was actually quite tactful for once in my life. I just said, "Oh, maybe we won't put that there, thanks."
I just imagine her reaction because she's so polite. She's so polite. I can just hear it. Oh no, oh no. Paul Andrews, you're very naughty.
She did it
very, very naughty.
No, she did it so subconsciously. There was never any unhygienic intent or anything like that. It was just, I think she remembered she was carrying something and wanted to put it down, but didn't remember what she was carrying.
I have the thing that when Ebony's with me, she waits until I'm at the door of the one person I'm in the bubble with, right? Waits, then does business. So then I obviously always use the bag. I'm religious about that. I think it's disgusting not to. So I always have pockets full. You always know I'm a dog owner. Pockets full of anything, loads and loads of bags. And then I have to walk all the way up the road to the nearest bin. But I will do it, and it just delays me. But she waits until the door. She's had all day. We're going to have a chat about this later. I'm telling you that.
I look forward to that. But just let me make it very, very clear. We absolutely love Anna, and she is terrific. So what we'll do is we'll speak to her about the way in which dogs are used in therapy, really. It's going to be a massive side of it.
And there is something else. If you've got a dog, we're not doing this for a couple of weeks because she's busy, but yes, I've got my diary wrong. But if you've got a dog during lockdown, if you've seen changes in your dog's behavior, it was a really interesting. This is what happened to my very close friend, and all the questions were answered. And I think you will be stunned by this. It was a really fascinating conversation. So we're looking forward to that. And the web coming up. There we go. I'm trying to get Denise Welsh back again as well, because she is very vociferous and getting hammered on social media. I think she's gone away for a little bit about her views on lockdown and everything like that. So I'm trying to get her back so she can have free speech and put her side of the story without getting lambasted by everyone who's got a keyboard.
I think she got the idea from me, from watching this show.
She did. Yeah. It's called Phil. It's called Dave's Law.
Yeah.
Dave's Law.
Yeah. Or Phil's Fury.
Phil's Fury.
Anyway.
Fury.
Friday, it's our 3-hour show as per. So make sure that you join us at 11 o'clock on Friday. But whatever you're doing this afternoon and tomorrow, have a great day, couple of days, whatever it is. See you on Friday at 11. Bye-bye.